RTX 4090 or RX 9070 XT. One is the most powerful card money can buy. The other is the best value card of the year. One costs over $2,000. The other, under $1,000. In this 10-minute deep dive, we're putting them head to head. Specs, gaming benchmarks, ray tracing, power draw, price, and the big question, is the RTX 4090 worth 3 times the price? Let's get into it. Let's start with the raw numbers because this is where the story begins. The RTX 4090 is an absolute monster. 16,384 CUDA cores, 24 GB of GDDR6X memory on a 384-bit bus, 1,008 GB per second memory bandwidth, and a whopping 450 watts of power draw. The RX 9070-XT, 4096 stream processors, 16 GB of GDDR6 memory on a 256-bit bus, 640 GB per second bandwidth, 304 watts. On paper, it's not even close. NVIDIA has 4 times the cores and 50% more memory bandwidth. But here's the thing, numbers don't tell the whole story. Let's look at real games. Here's where it gets interesting. In pure rasterization performance, no ray tracing, no DLSS, the RTX 4090 is faster. But how much faster? According to independent tests, at 4000 resolution, in Cyberpunk 2077, the RX 9070-XT gets 21 frames per second. The RTX 4090 gets 45. That's more than double. In God of War, Ragnarok, the RX gets 86. The RTX gets 123. In Horizon Forbidden West, the RX gets 78. The RTX gets 96. In Red Dead Redemption 2, the RX gets 85. The RTX gets 102. So, across these titles, the RTX 4090 is roughly 20 to 40% faster, sometimes more. In heavy ray traced games like Cyberpunk, the gap can double because AMD's ray tracing performance still lags behind. Even in newer games, the story stays the same. In 007 First Light with DLSS and FS are disabled, the RTX 4090 hits 126 frames per second at 4000. The RX 9070-XT gets 101. So, the winner on raw power is clear. But now let's talk about what actually matters for most people. Here's the thing. AMD is getting better at ray tracing. The RX 9070-XT has dedicated ray accelerators, 64 of them. But NVIDIA is still way ahead. In Cyberpunk with ray tracing on, the RX struggles. 21 frames per second. The RTX, 45. That's 100% improvement. In Silent Hill 2, the RX gets 38. The RTX gets 64. In Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the RX gets 40. The RTX gets 64. And then there's DLSS. The RTX 4090 has DLSS 3 with frame generation. That makes games feel smooth even when the raw numbers are low. AMD has FSR, but it's not as polished. NVIDIA also wins on productivity. Better drivers for content creation, better eye performance, better software suite. If you're doing anything beyond gaming, video editing, 3D rendering, eye workloads, the RTX 4090 is in a different league. Alright, now let's talk money. Because this is where the RX 9070 XT absolutely destroys the RTX 4090. The RTX 4090 launched at $1,599, but good luck finding one at that price. In reality, you're looking at $2,300 or more. The RX 9070-XT launched at $599. That's more than 3 times cheaper. 3 times cheaper. Let that sink in. Let's do the math. If you buy an RTX 4090 for $2,000, you're paying roughly $50 per frame per second. The RX 9070-XT, you're paying around $15 per frame. That's 3 times the value. So, here's the real question. Does the RTX 4090's extra performance justify the massive price gap? For extreme gamers and professionals who need the absolute best, yes. The RTX 4090 is the king. Ray tracing is better. DOS is better. Productivity is better. It's the most powerful consumer card ever made. For 95% of gamers, no. The RX 9070-XT delivers 80% of the performance for 30% of the price. It's one of the best value cards on the market. The RX 9070-XT is designed to compete with the RTX 5070 Ti, not the 4090. But when you compare it to the old flagship, it punches way above its weight. Here's the bottom line. If you have $2,000 to burn and want the absolute best performance, with no compromises, ray tracing, productivity, everything. Get the RTX 40-9-0. It's unmatched. If you're a gamer who wants great 4000 performance, doesn't care about max ray tracing, and wants to save $1,000, get the RX 90-7-0-X-T. The value is undeniable. Two kings, two different thrones. One costs a fortune. One is a bargain. Choose wisely. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which card would you buy. I'll see you in the next one.